The Belly Up Tavern in Solana Beach, legendary music venue. Seen performances on the tiny little stage here in front of about 650 people of artists like Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, the Rolling Stones, Jimmy Buffett, Snoop Dogg, and many others. And inside, along the walls, a collection of posters, all done by one man. This man, known as Scrojo.
Mm-hmm.
And we are today in Scrojo's studio. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Robert.
So, I want to give you a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to mention 3 names.
Okay.
And I'd like you to pick one of them and then create a poster for us, a little poster idea to show us exactly how that works. So, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so here are the 3 names.
Okay.
Tony Bennett,
Okay.
Tom Petty,
Okay.
Adele.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, some of them may have appeared at the Belly Up, some not. But if somebody called you up and said, hey, we've got one of these coming up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony Bennett did it with Lady Gaga.
Right.
They did a private party. Don't think Tony Bennett has. I know Adele hasn't. Okay, Adele, gonna pass on. Tony Bennett could be good for the San Francisco angle, but I think I'm gonna go with Tom Petty.
Okay.
Just because I really like the video in the '80s they did with the Alice in Wonderland theme. So let's go off there.
Okay, we're going to look over your shoulder, and you're going to tell us how you're doing this as you do it.
First off, I'll do a little bigger. Usually I do about this size for a thumbnail draft, but I'll do double size. Let's see, how am I going to do that? Approximately. Let's just go approximate.
So you're just creating a little workspace here.
Exactly. Just kind of get an idea of the parameters. Just eyeballing it. I've done enough posters in this that I got a pretty good idea.
Right. Now, you hand draw everything to start?
Not everything. A lot of the stuff. Either I'll hand draw it in pencil, scan it in, and do the inking and coloring in Illustrator. Or if I start with a photo, usually I'll try and get some photograph off the internet, or if I have it in-house, scan that in. So there's a couple different variations I do. The more the traditional stuff like this, it does start with a pencil drawing.
Okay.
And then with those, most stuff starts with the thumbnail draft. Actually here, if I can squeeze past you a minute, try and show you. This is some of the old, there was a logo. Here was just some real quick pencils for Wale at the Fillmore. This is a better example. That's usually what a thumbnail will look like.
Wow, pretty detailed.
Yeah. There's 2 more. We went through a lot of thumbnails for Wale at the Fillmore.
Okay.
Yes, I love the Fillmore. I love being part of the history that is the Fillmore, but they are very picky.
I bet. So you get to create pictures for the place where rock poster art kind of started.
Yes, absolutely. That's the history with the, what was it they call them, the Big Five, even though there were 7. Rick Griffin, who was one of the originals, a huge influence on me. Stanley Mouse, Alton Kelly, Victor Moscoso. Usually anytime you think of psychedelic art, or these were the guys who created back for the Fillmore, Winterlands, the Avalon Ballroom. So yes, it's very nice to be an extension of that history. Okay, so
back to Tom Petty.
That's Tom Petty. There we go. So we're going to go on the Alice in Wonderland theme. It would make sense first to do the Mad Hatter as the central image. So, like I said, this should be just a real rough thumbnail. Not too concerned about making it a caricature of Petty. In fact, I prefer it wouldn't be. I prefer to say more of a visual representation, so I can just get the idea across. Street sweeper.
Now we're doing this all in real time, and I can tell you that Scrojo has had no reference to the internet to remind himself of how Tom Petty looks. This is all off the top of your head, right?
Yep. So just basically got the basic head here, and then definitely need the hat. Probably come down a little bit. Hello, cat.
And here's your manager.
Yes. large in the real world. I'd probably do an overlay of Tom Petty across the top for this. I'm just going to put it outside, since he is definitely the main draw. You want that as large as possible. And then add the heartbreakers. Let's do a nice little banner for that. This way, go down. Nice thing about computers, very forgiving on the kerning, so I can go back. Yeah, that's the fun one. When I first started with the Belly Up back 30 years ago, before I knew how to use computers, so all the stuff I was doing was hand cutting and pasting by hand. I didn't have the same opportunities to then shrink and squeeze the text, which was actually good that I learned the basics of layout without the benefit of a computer. So I highly recommend for any young artist, kill your computer for at least 6 months. Let's do a little vest. And then, probably...
Okay, now you said you were not going to try and have this actually look like Tom Petty, but that's pretty...
Thank you.
That seems to look like Tom Petty.
Pupils there. Okay. So yeah, and then just, have the date. Probably, most of the time I try and leave off the year. I know a lot of collectors now like the year on there, so if I do, I'll usually do the Roman numerals, XVII, and then Belly Up. Actually, graphically, it look good to slip in the address. Solana Beach here. And then all the thing of just giving the hierarchy to the type, where the most important, obviously the band first, next is the date, and then venue. So there we go.
So there's a poster idea, and you did that. I mean, I didn't time. We talked a little bit, but that's about 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it always that fast?
Yeah, the actual scribble or draft will take 2 to 3 minutes. The research part is what can clog me up, depending on how far I want to go. I do have my research library, although I've got to admit that it's usually easier to look stuff up online now than turn around and pull a book out. But I still love having just the tangible, something to pick up and just thumb through.
So tell us about the exhibit.
It's the exhibit. I was nice enough. Eve and Encinitas asked if I'd be interested in doing an exhibit, and I was. But this year marks the 30th anniversary that I've been with the Belly Up. So it just seemed good to tie that in together. So I'm going to have some posters dating back to the late 80s when I first started. Also, too, I'm born and raised in Encinitas. And as I started putting this stuff together, it really clicked how my artwork just is a representation of growing up in this area. All the influences from Mexican packaging to the surf culture to punk rock, Eastern religion, through SRF, all of that has combined into this bizarre stew that is my art, but it's all in there. So I definitely am gonna, play that up a little bit, and hopefully the art and the exhibition will show that.
Awesome. Fun to spend time with the legendary Scrojo.
Thank you, sir.